EFDD, Marco Valli.
Grazie, Presidente. Avrei tre domande.
Thank you. A brief question for the Commissioner. Firstly, on the procedure for macroeconomic imbalances for some countries, such as the Netherlands, they are accumulating surpluses within the Euro system, and they've got a current account surplus because of what's allowed in the Euro system, and we think the Commission needs to look at penalising what those countries are doing rather than targeting countries in difficulty. Would you agree with me in what I say, or do you have another view? Isn't this a paradox in Europe? And of course, it's presided over by President Juncker from Luxembourg, where there have been questions to do with laundering and tax rulings, and of course Mr. Dijsselbloem from the Netherlands, the champion of tax rulings and current account surpluses. When you say that a door is shutting, I think it's time to name the countries involved. If they're not going to shoulder the responsibility, or the Parliament, I think we need to name names. And in terms of the documents which will be made available, well, a lot has been said in the press about transparency of documents and about the work of the Code of Conduct group. I've been to view the documents, but both times I went, there were a lot of blacked out sections, and I wonder whether member states really have enabled a view of everything, or whether they've in fact reserved many of the documents, and I would be against that sort of practice. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Firstly, I don't want today to comment on the country-by-country report. The Commission will be releasing that next week. It's currently in the pipeline being prepared, and I can't divulge now those reports in the pre-report stage. You have emphasised the macroeconomic imbalances and named a country. Of course, the Eurozone is running a current account surplus, a very large one, and that covers a variety of situations. Some countries still have efforts to make, others have huge surpluses, Germany and the Netherlands, and these are past recommendations. They are encouraged to use their leeway to invest, and I'm sure that will be repeated this year. But I cannot accept the challenging of Luxembourg and the Netherlands. We're just coming out of the Luxembourg presidency on fiscal practices. This was an excellent presidency. There was excellent cooperation, and in record time we got the tax ruling directive out. And I would also recall that my feeling is that the Dutch presidency has got off to a good start, because it has demonstrated its very clear priority for tax matters, and I put my trust in Wim Dijsselbloem to go far. I'm not going to go into the list you've mentioned. This is a public debate, an outline debate, and in substantive terms, some member states wanted to pursue BEPS, but the Dutch presidency said we would go forward with an overall document and look at what we might do in terms of an excises proposal. Some member states, well, all member states are cooperating to look at their position on earnings. In terms of access to documents, we cannot override member states if they believe some parts of documents need to be redacted. That's not a Commission responsibility. The Commission is doing its part, and once again, we are pursuing transparency right down the line. But I would say, as I said at the end of my statement, that our minutes are fully available. in camera, which means that they can be viewed. You can have cognizance of some of the content which thus far has been redacted.